Okay guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Daniel from Woodworking with Dash, and today we're going to make this box. A very unusual shape, isn't it? It's got four little ring and earring boxes in the top, usual shape underneath. What does that remind you of? I'll tell you what it reminds me of. It reminds me of when I was a kid, the ice cream truck used to come down the street. And he used to make all the ice cream for the kids and put them in a holder. And that's what this box is inspired by, the holder that used to hold the ice creams in the ice cream truck. But I remember when I was a kid looking up at it, oh, the ice cream looks so pretty. And that's what it is. Cool, isn't it? It's made of 8 different timbers. We've got blackwood, pine, senna, Fijian, kauri, red gum, Kari, European beech and Padauk. You know how I like mixing my timbers? 8 different timbers in this little box. It's just something unusual, but I like making unusual, you know. So, let's get on with it. Let's make this box. Good looking box, isn't it guys? Look at that. What a great box. Okay guys, I've got all the timber I'm going to use for the ice cream box. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different timbers here. Okay guys, I've got the old red gum fence post with the 2 uprights, and the shelf is going to be made out of Kari, West Australian Kari, and the ice cream is going to be made out of blackwood, Fijian mahogany, senna and pine. The base around is going to be made out of European beech. So let's get on with it. Just buzzing the blackwood now. Buzzing my face, and the red gum. Pretty hard, the red gum. And whacking it through the thicknesser. Give it a bit of a push there. Look at the colour of that. Nice deep rich red colour. Great colour. And here I am just cutting the timber for the cones. I've got to join 2 together, and I'm just putting through the senna through the sander, but it's got some oil on it, so you've got to sand the oil off first before you glue it up. And cutting the red gum down in size in a few passes. Pretty hard, that red gum, but a great timber. Look at the colour of that. Okay guys, I've got the bottoms of the cones in the clamps. I had to glue 2 together. See, when I cut the big red gum ends on the saw, I took it in multiple passes, but I've got to put them through the thicknesser anyway. So you don't want to stress the saw blade out too much by trying to do it in one or 2 passes. Just do it in multiple passes. And it's so easy then. There's no stress on anybody. There's no stress on the saw, there's no stress on the blade, and there's no stress on you trying to push a big hunk of timber through a saw blade. Okay, the next trick is we'll put them through the thicknesser to clean the edge up, and then we'll cut them basically to height, and then we'll go over to the dado head and groove for the shell. There you go, put in for the dado head a second time. And cutting the cones to length. I'll cut them all to 55mm, and I'll cut them to length. Okay guys, I've cut all the bottom of the cones down to 55mm square. Now I've got to cut them on a taper down to the bottom there. And I'll do that with my trusty little taper jig. Not much, but it works well for me. So let's do that. Here I am using the taper jig. Now never try to hold this with your hand because it'll bite you. And just take it easy, just go slowly. Let the saw do the work. And just putting a small half round on the big ends there. And there was a couple of voids in the red gum, so I just filled it with black resin. But I had to do this twice. I filled it like this and I came back out. Following day it was all gone, don't know where it went. But I had to do it again. I've got the bottom of the ice cream cones done and I've glued the red gum bottom onto them, and then we'll sand them up after they're finished. They're done. So the next trick is to cut the sides for the top boxes. Very small boxes. Well, I'm going to make them about 10 mil thick, I suspect. And I've got a heap of timber here. We've got the blackwood, the pine, Fijian kauri in the centre. And I just machine them now to I think they're about 30 mil by 10 mil. And then we'll just cut them like a normal box and we'll just tape them together. And putting the pine through the saw now. And whacking everything through the thicknesser. Does such a good job, that thicknesser. Helical head. It's a pleasure to work with. And cutting the angle on my small 45-degree thread. See how I hold it with a pencil? You also see how I keep turning them over, so to get the right angles on each one. Guys, time for glue up. I put tape on all these little boxes, just one bit of tape, and then we just fold them all up like normal. And you might have noticed, I'm using a new microphone, a lapel microphone, trying to stop some of the echo. But I keep forgetting to take it off, don't I? Yeah, I'm not very good with new technology sometimes. But I'll manage. Hope you can hear me better. Don't know whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. Anyway, it's all good. So I'm just going to glue these up and tape them up. No need to put them in the cramps, they're only little boxes. So we'll just glue them up and tape them up. Cool. So we're getting there now. I'll fold this one up. Fold that one up. Fold that one up. There you go, one box done. Just let it dry, we'll be right. Let me cut this off first. Okay, number 2. The pine box. And you might have noticed too, guys, I've been putting up a lot more shorts on the boxes. And they're working well. I'm getting a lot more subscribers, which is good. And you can all see what sort of boxes I make, which is good too. For me, it's all fun. It's all fun for me. Okay, guys, I've taken all the little boxes out of the tape, and they're just going to sit like that. I've taken all the cones out of the cramps too. I've sanded one of them up. Look at that. Come up well, didn't it? That will just sit underneath there like that. So I screw the cone to the underside of the shelf. Glue the top boxes onto the top of the shelf. And so it looks like the boxes are going through the shelf and into the cone. Okay, here I am using the vertical lineature. Got a fairly rough belt on that. So I sanded the bottom of the cone pretty easy. Now I go to my flat lineature. Got a very smooth belt. Okay guys, it's time to attach the cones to the shelf. Now I'm going to put a screw in each one to hold them on, but in the meantime I'm just going to glue them on there and wait till the glue dries first. So, and I've cut a spacer So that way you don't have to mark everything out. But when you mark everything out, then you just sand the pencil marks off on there. Just put it in the centre, rub it in with your fingers so it doesn't come out everywhere. Yeah, just leave them like that till they dry. Then when they dry, we'll turn them over and we can put a couple of little screws in there to hold it, but it's going to be underneath the boxes so you don't see the screw heads. Okay, here I am using the thicknesser again. In the last segment I forgot to put my microphone on. So I'm getting old. Damn. And cutting the little tops to size. They're small, so you've got to be careful. And just putting a half round on the little tops. Again, they're small, so you've got to be careful. And here I am putting a plug inside the box to hold the underside of the top, so it just sticks up just past the top of the top, so I can glue on the top and everything comes up level then. I didn't say that right, but it's just, yeah, it still works. You can see what's happening. And then I just let them dry. And then just glue them on, line them up, glue them on, just let them sit there, they'll be fine. With these sort of things, if you got to tape them, they move. So this is spraying the underside of the box now, it's all finished. We'll sand it up. Again, I use furniture lacquer. Hey guys, we're finished. What a great looking box. A very unusual box, inspired by an ice cream holder. Which has 8 different timbers, including a little Paduke handle. And I put a white interior inside the box to hold your rings and your earrings. So it just pops. That's it for this box. Please subscribe and ring the bell. You guys know what to do. And we'll see you in the next show where we will be making another box. See you guys.